Okay, ayan. I-record na natin na kaya naman sa inyo, di ba? Okay, anyway, I'm just joking. So we'll just record this discussion so that I won't be needing to meet you na. I won't be meeting you na. So let's just meet on the date of your midterm examination. Okay? So I hope you watch and study this and send me legitimate proofs, the truth na you are studying all the video lectures that I am sending you. Okay, so in our previous discussions, we have already talked about ethics in general. If you have already undergone ethics in your previous years in the campus, I'm sure you are familiar with the terms ethical principles, with the ethical theories, the sets of guidelines that you have to follow, and you have to, on where you have to pattern your behavior and your actions. Okay. All right. And now it's a little bit more specific because this is information and communication technology living in the IT era. So what we're talking about are our ethical issues in digital age. So the sets of standards that we have to follow, the ethical principles, for so long as digital age is concerned, for so long as your phones, your devices, your internet is concerned. Okay? All right, so as data become available over the internet, ethical issues arise as well. Of course, kapag meron tayong panibagong invention or panibagong advancement in technology, it always comes with responsibility. Hindi naman pwede na ang actions natin using the internet ay carefree lang. Kailangan ng pag-iingat, kailangan ng na may sinusunod tayong mga patakaran para hindi tayo damage o nakaapak ng ibang tao. So digital age makes our data vulnerable to different types of ethical issues, and this module will discuss the privacy invasion, hacking, theft, copyright infringement, freedom of expression, and online defamation, piracy, fraud, and internet pornography. I'm sure all these terminologies are already familiar with you. Madali lang naman intindihin ang mga ito. Your privacy, invasion, hacking, almost all of you have experienced their accounts to be hacked o tapos may poster pa, yung mga magaganda, di ba? Sana all yung mga poster, di ba? And internet pornography. Okay, so at the end of this, you're all expected to identify the different ethical issues in digital age, describe the threats posed by hackers, fraud, piracy, and internet pornography. Identify the different types of theft, discuss the copyright infringement, and discuss the freedom of expression and online defamation. Perhaps the only theft that you know ay yung sa mga shoplifters, o yung mga nagnanakaw sa bahay, o yan yung mga usual na naririnig natin na cases when it comes to theft. Pero may iba't ibang klase ang theft, specifically involving the concept of digital age. So, paano nagiging possible ang theft in the digital age? So, yan, theft of your pictures, of your works, kaya nga meron tayo din tinatawag na plagiarism, etc. Okay. All right, so let's now go to your first terminology here, privacy, first topic, first ethical issue. Privacy. So according to law, privacy is the right of every individual to make personal decisions and conduct their life in a reasonable manner away from public observation. That is your right. In other terms, it is an individual's or a group's capacity to choose to express themselves and keep themselves or information about themselves private. Okay, so that is privacy in general. When I say privacy invasion, it is a legal term that describes a circumstance or condition in which a person intrudes on the privacy of others, such as the abuse or disclosure of sensitive information and unlawful monitoring. Invasion of privacy is an unlawful conduct that carries legal ramifications since it causes loss or hurt to people's life. Ayan. Siyempre, kapag ginawa mo yan, kapag ka nag-invade ka ng others' privacy, kapag tinapakan mo yung karapatan nila sa privacy, it comes with consequences. Ayan. May legal ramifications yan. May legal consequences yan, ganyang mga actions. And there are types of privacy invasion. Number one, intrusion into seclusion. So it refers to the full intrusion of another person's private affairs. It also involves the act of looking for private information of a confidential nature, even if the information is not publicly available. In this sort of tort, the legal criterion should be deliberate and extremely offensive to a reasonable person. Okay, for example, the setting is in a hospital and the patient is diagnosed with cancer and you're a nurse in that particular hospital, but you are not the assigned nurse for the said patient. But because you know the patient and you are very curious, and now for whatever reason that you have, you look into the results of his or her diagnosis that is wrong. Unang-una, hindi naman ikaw yung assigned the nurse sa kanya, at maaaring yung tao din yan ay ayaw niyang malaman mo or ng ibang tao na siya ay may cancer, yung pamilya niya ay ayaw ipaalam sa iba yung kanyang diagnosis o yung kanyang karamdaman. So intrusion into seclusion yan, privacy na yun, data niya yun, diagnosis niya yun, tanging yung doktor lang niya o yung mga assigned nurses niya perhaps o yung kung sino man ang gusto niyang pagsabihan ang dapat na makaalam or tumingin ng particular fact or data na yon patungkol sa kanya. Okay, appropriation of name or likeness. It refers to the act of using the name and likeness of other person publicly without authorization for his or her own benefit, such as trading and advertising purposes. So this is very rampant online. If you know or if you're following the Facebook page of Doc Willie Ong, sa tingin ko kilala nyo siya kasi yung isa si Doc Adam ay hindi nyo gaano kilala. So let's take Doc Willie Ong as an example. Si Doc Willie Ong, maraming gumagamit ng kanyang mukha, ng kanyang pangalan doon sa mga ibinebentang gamot online at sinasabi doon, gamot or whether it's herbal or whether it's a food supplement, ginagamit yung kanyang mukha at yung kanyang pangalan at sinasabi doon na that particular herbal medicine or that particular food supplement is being endorsed by Doc Willie Ong kasi nga siya ay sikat na doctor vlogger and nag-share ng medical information sa public. So sikat siya, paniniwalaan siya ng mga tao, kinukuha, ninanakaw or ginagamit yung kanyang mukha at yung kanyang pangalan para sa benefit ng company ng herbal medicine na yun or food supplement. Okay, definitely, anong benefit yun? Siyempre, bibenta yung kanilang company kapag kikita sila kapag maraming tumangkilik o bumili kasi nga naniniwala sila sa pangalan o sa pagmumukha ni Doc Willie. Okay, so third type of privacy invasion here, we have public disclosure of private facts. It refers to the publication of other person's private affairs with the state that it is highly offensive to a reasonable person and in legitimate public concern. Okay. It has a similarity with letter A, intrusion into seclusion, pero may karagdagang offense pa dito sa public disclosure. Bukod sa sinilip mo na nga yung data niya na hindi mo dapat silipin, ipinagkalat mo pa. So for example, yung patient na yun ay kakilala mo, kapitbahay mo, and then when you got home, you spread the news sa inyong neighborhood na si ganito may cancer, nurse ako sa ganitong hospital kung saan siya naka-admit ngayon. So you spread the data about him, that is public disclosure of private facts. Another one, I have told you na I worked at Philippine Statistics Authority dyan sa Calasiao. And then we registered citizens, Filipino citizens sa ating national ID system. Okay, so there are demographic data there na nalalaman namin. Ayan, kasi nga nire-register namin sila at hindi namin yun pwedeng ipagkalat sa iba. For example lang nga, this does not mean that it's true. So for example, I happen to register a person who is also my neighbor, and then this person is annulled, for example, tapos nilagay ko doon sa kanyang demographic data, sa kanyang civil status or marriage status na annulled siya, tapos ipinagkalat ko sa barangay namin, that is public disclosure of private facts na may legal consequences. Okay, and then last type here of privacy invasion, we are placing a person in a false light. It's the act of stating information that is based on opinion and maybe technically true, but indicates to a reasonable person that anything bad and or incorrect about the target is true. It is similar to defamation, except that no false statements are required. Okay, so dito, ito yung kailangan na nag-iingat kayo, especially if you're airing your sentiments over a person or over a particular matter, tapos pinangalanan mo yung tao, yung politician, for example, sinabi mo corrupt, tapos may mga specifications ka pa doon na si Mayor Gonzales, for example, I don't know kung may Mayor na Gonzales ha, it's just an example. Si Mayor Gonzales ay nangurakot ng 200,000 pesos, ganyan. Ayan. Placing a person in a false light. At take note dito sa details na andito, kung babasahin nyo yan, whether the information is correct or not correct, whether it's true or not true, hindi pa rin basta-basta yung ganun na pagpo-post, hindi pa rin dapat ginagawa yun. Kasi kapag ikaw ay may complaint, Facebook is not the right avenue or the right place where you could do that. For sure, meron tayong tinatawag na right sa freedom of speech natin, pero may mga kakalakip pa rin yun na responsibility. So, especially pag pinangalanan mo, may detalye ka na binanggit, subject yan to placing a person in a false light. Subject yan to legal consequences. Kakasuhan ka at ang isang bagay na kiniklaim mong totoo man o hindi, ay kailangan pa rin patunayan at dadaan pa yan sa isang masusi at matagal na proseso. Okay, number 2, digital ethical issues in this digital age. We have hacking. System penetration is the act of getting unauthorized access to data via a system or other digital device such as a computer. Because information in digital age form is subject to numerous forms of assaults, it is one of the most prevalent dangers in cybersecurity. There are various labels for different types of hacking, which include the following. Okay, so hacking, ginagawa yan ng mga IT experts na very knowledgeable and skillful on this particular activity. Hindi naman basta-basta ang hacking. Kapag nakuha mo yung password niya at in-enter mo, for example, it's not really hacking, parang intruding kasi nakuha mo or nalaman mo. Pero yung hacking kasi may ginagawa sila dyan, like they are breaking the code, they are cracking the code to get into a system, to get into someone's database or someone's system. Hacking ang tawag doon. So there are types. Letter A, black hat hacker. It refers to an act that takes advantage of security vulnerabilities to gain unlawful access to private networks for the purpose of private advantage. Okay, so kung superficial lang yung discussion natin patungkol dito, for example, ikaw, crush na crush mo isang tao at ikaw ay IT expert, marami kang alam, pwede mo i-hack ang kanyang Facebook account sa mga pamamaraan na alam mo, so medyo mababaw lang yan. Although it's still wrong, it's not really mababaw, pero what I'm trying to say is that hacking can be brought into a level na countries hacking the system of other countries dahil magkaaway ang bansa na ito, hacking the military system, for example, ng isang bansa, para mabomba nila yung mga ganitong places, etc. So things like that. Okay, black hat hacker yun. And then white hat hacker naman, take note, this is just the opposite of black hat hacker. Black hat hacker is definitely negative, and white hat hacker is somewhat positive. Okay, so it's a type of hacker that works for the common good by hacking networks to call attention to flaws in security to be fixed. So yung purpose sa white hat hacker ay maganda. Hinahack mo ang isang system para sa common good o para sa welfare ng mga tao, pangkalahatang kabutihan. For example, hinahack mo ang isang system para mapigilan ang pagsabog ng bomba sa isang partikular na lugar. White hat hacker ang tawag doon. And then gray hat hacker, it refers to the person who enact activities of both black hat and white hat hacker. Okay, so sa gray hat, it's a combination of the black hat and white hat. Yung tao na hacker na tinutukoy dito ay nagpo-perform both black hat hacker activities and white hat hacker activities. And then lastly, script kiddie, it's a novice in hacking. When we say novice, ito na yung master, yung expert, ay, yung galing-galing. May mga napapanood ninyo sa mga sci-fi movies natin or mga action movies natin, yung mga hackers, yung bilis-bilis na magpipindot sa kanilang mga devices, KIDI ang kanilang ang tawag sa kanila. So to hack networks, it follows instructions and use pre-existing software. Mga codes na yan, sila na ang nakakaintindi dyan, di ba? Mga IT experts natin. Okay, so there are also different tools and methods used in hacking. Number one, key logging software. It is remotely installed on a computer to record keystrokes and commands. These recordings will be collected over the internet and played back to spy and steal username and password. Okay, so take note of these different tools used in hacking. Pero which take note of this are you gonna hack? For white hat for yung second type of hacking natin, yung ano na ito, white hat hacker, ayan. Kapag white hat hacker yung hacking na activity mo, you can make use of these different tools. Pero pag for a negative purpose, for if you're doing it para sa kasamaan, wag na, di ba? Pero for the purpose of teaching you this, kasi nasa module natin, nasa syllabus natin, let's just read them. Packet sniffing software, it is used to steal private data that is being transported over a network. It focuses on capturing and analyzing packets that flows over the network or internet. It might capture important information such as passwords and credit card numbers. Port scanning software is used to search random IP addresses for open ports to be hacked. And then social engineering, it refers to the exploitation of natural human tendency to trust others. For example, pretending to be an administrator through phone call to make the person to provide a password or other important information. Ay, mga social engineers pala kayo. Social engineering, yung nagkukunwari ka, you're assuming a particular position, you're taking a particular post para mapaniwala yung pinatawagan mo at maging credible ka, ibigay sa'yo, pagkatiwalaan ka, ibigay sa'yo yung password na hinihingi mo. And then dumpster diving, a method of going through trash or other user to steal personal information such as credit card numbers. Okay, number 3, theft. Another ethical issue concerning the use of computers is theft. Ayan. Ito na, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na ang theft ay hindi lang yung shoplifting, hindi lang pagnanakaw sa inyong bahay, pero ang theft, as long as digital age is concerned, ay malawak pa yan. So the most popular type of theft is known as identity theft, an act of stealing others' personal information to commit fraud. It can also be in the form of pretending to be someone else, using the information of other people for money and other benefits. An identity theft can make unauthorized purchases and transactions using other person's credit card information. Be careful dito ha. Di ko alam kung nabalitaan nyo yun or nabasa kasi sa Facebook ko lang din naman nabasa. May isang Russian na naaresto, makukulong siya for 40 years, if I recall it right. Kasi sinubukan niyang lasunin yung Hollywood actress para nakawin yung kanyang identity kasi kamukhang kamukha niya. Itong Russian na to ay kamukhang kamukha yung American Hollywood actress natin. And so, she tried to poison the actress by giving her a cupcake with ayan, with chemicals, with poison, tapos para siya na yung maging artista, di ba? Ang galing-galing niya. Pero it was found out, and then luckily, wala naman akong nabasa na namatay yung actress. So it was found out, and nakasuhan siya nito, identity theft, at hindi lang yun, di ba? I really not sure kung murder ba yun, or homicide, or etc. Basta ayun, kukulong siya ng 40 years in US prison because of what she did. So personal information can be obtained using computer technology by accessing computer-based public records, hard drives, of discarded and stolen computers, hacking computer networks using information gathering software malware, or by simply sending deceptive text messages or emails and browsing social networking sites. Okay. Yung mga poster, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, theft din yan. Yung ginagamit ang inyong pagmumukha sa ginagawa nilang profile picture nila, ayan, theft yan, theft of identity theft ang tawag doon. Or yung kinukuha nila ang inyong demographic data para ma-hack na nila ang inyong mga bank accounts, yung mga ATM ninyo, ayan, theft yan, okay? And then copyright infringement, this is the act of using the copyrighted works or covered by copyright law without permission. Okay. yung mga published articles natin, published studies, yung sa thesis ninyo, dissertations, na mga pinagkopya ninyo, pinagka-copy-paste ninyo, kapag kayo ay na-trace ng tao na yun, na may-ari, na kinokopya nyo yung kanilang mga gawa na copyrighted na, patented na, copyrighted kapag usually sa textbooks, tapos patented kapag ka-products. Okay? So, kakasuhan kayo definitely. Okay? So, meron yung for example, nakaimbento ka ng isang produkto, dahil ikaw ang nakaimbento, ikaw lang ang may karapatan na magbenta ng ganun sa market. So you have to register it, you have to apply for a patent, ayan, para ipangalan sa'yo yung produkto na naimbento mo, para ikaw lang mismo yung makabenta ng ganun sa market. So kapag kailangan nilang either communicate with you or hindi basta-basta na magagaya yung produkto mo kasi nga nakapangalan na sa'yo. Ikaw lang ang may karapatan na kumita out of that invention. Okay? So there are different forms of copyright infringement. We have film recording in movie theater. Magsisini ka kunwari tapos bine-video mo pala yung screen para i-produce mo, magbenta ka ng mga DVD. Ayan, mga pirated, hindi pwede yun. Also, i-download mo, ibinenta mo, ayan, i-forward mo yung file, for example, sa mga kaibigan mo, na nanghingil ka ng, oh, wag na kayong pumunta ng sinihan, 50 pesos na lang tong i-forward tong file sa inyo. Ayan, film recording in a movie theater, copyright infringement, yan, makakasuhan ka. Posting a video on your company's website that features copyrighted content such as songs, wordings, and images, o yung mga logos natin, nag-download ka from the internet, from the web, tapos gagawin mong, i-modify mo lang ng konti, hindi pa rin pwede yun. Kahit na in-edit mo, minodify mo lang ng konti, hindi pa rin pwede. Ginawa mong logo ng company mo, or nag-download ka ng images, in-upload mo sa website ng company mo, ng songs, ng wordings, copyright infringement yan. Ayan, modifying copyrighted image or videos and displaying it to company's website, such as yung logo na sinabi ko, creating merchandise for sale that features copyrighted works, mugs na may downloaded logo, ayan, copyrighted pa rin yan. Kasi hindi naman ikaw yung gumawa ng logo, dinownload mo lang, prinate mo doon sa mug na merchandise na ibebenta mo, hindi pwede. Downloading films or music without paying their use, copying any artistic or literary work without license. Parang may narinig ako sa inyo last time na, ma'am, meron pong application na pwede kang makapag-download ng songs, ng music, kasi diba sa YouTube, hindi basta-basta, hindi ka makakapag-download dun eh. Sabi niyo, meron. Kunin ko. Charot. Hindi pwede yun. Hindi pwede. Okay, and freedom of expression and online defamation, eto na. Freedom of expression, yes, we have our freedom of expression, but comes with it is responsibility class. Hindi basta-basta na mag-rant ka na lang sa social media. O syempre pwede naman. I also do that. Pwede. Pero ayun nga, may responsibility ka pa rin dapat doon. May accountability ka pa rin. Hindi ka basta-basta dapat nagbe-mention ng pangalan or kahit nga hindi ka nag-mention ng pangalan, kung kinarakterize mo siya tapos tumutukoy lang mismo sa kanya yung mga detalye mo doon, yung characteristic mo doon, characterization mo doon, definitely pwede kang kasuhan. Okay? So, online defamation, the act of giving false statement that is harmful to someone's reputation verbally or in written form using online platforms such as social media platform. O, nag-rant ka, nasiraan mo, nawasak ang reputasyon ng isang tao dahil sa rant mo sa Facebook, sa Instagram, or sa Twitter. Ayan. Pwede kang kasuhan ng either libel or slander. And the difference between these two, kapag libel, written defamatory statement, and slander naman, spoken defamatory statement. Okay, sino ba yung sikat na nakusuhan ng libel? Yung si Maria Risa, ayan. Pero I have a stand on that, I have a point on that, and hindi natin i-discuss ngayon, sa susunod na lang. Okay? I actually take the side of Maria Risa. Okay, so for example, if the defamatory statement is posted online, such as comment in a Facebook post, it is considered as libel and identified as online defamation. So other example includes public comment on media websites, such as online newspapers or magazine, chat rooms, and blog posting comments. As freedom of expression can be a defamation, statements that are labeled as merely opinions does not make it as defamation. Pagka-opinion mo lang naman, karapatan mo yan, o hindi naman talaga siya defamation. However, Courts focuses on statement of verifiable facts, which means the statement conveys probable false factual assertions such as cheating on his or her spouse or someone committed murder. For example, nag-post ka, tapos nag-imply ka na si Victor, for example, ay siya ang nag-rape or pumatay kay Maria. Ganyan. Kaya pinangalanan mo, nagbigay ka ng details doon. Yung mga ganung bagay, subject yan to court ruling. It's for the court to find out whether it's true or not. Tapos yung pinangalanan mo, for example, happened to file a case against you kasi nga nasira yung reputasyon niya. Maaaring yung safety niya din ay at stake kasi sinabi mo sa social media. So kapag initan siya ng public, bugbugin siya or anything about that na hindi naman dapat kasi hindi pa naman napapatunayan kung totoo o hindi yung ganong bentang. Okay? Okay, I hope you're following. It's just very easy to understand, but syempre yung detalye niya, hindi naman talaga ganun kadali. Marami pang detalye itong mga to. I'm just speaking in general. And I hope you understand naman, naintindihan kahit paano. Piracy, privacy entails the unauthorized reproduction, use, and distribution of digital intellectual properties such as software, music, and movies. O teka lang, lobat na tayo. Kunin ko lang ang aking charger. Mabilis lang, class. Okay, so piracy and plagiarism are types of violations of intellectual property laws, such as copyright offenses. Pirated software, music, and films can be obtained via file sharing networks or handmade CDs and DVDs. Examples of piracy includes the following: illegal use or interception of internet connection of other people, publication, reproduction, and or use of patented or copyrighted work without permission, and authorized copying of protected software, and using protected software without license. Piracy yung mga yan. Alright, let's go to fraud. Fraud in general is a wrongful act and criminal deception resulting in financial or personal gain. So computer fraud is the term used in executing the illegal act using computer system or attacking a computer which intends to alter, change, which intends to alter, damage, or worse, disable it. So there are types of fraud, including mail fraud, fraudulent activity that uses mails or emails, such as sending a letter to someone to scam money or gain personal information. It also includes using chain letters to collect items or money, or by simply stealing and opening someone else's mail. Ayan, mail fraud yan, yung mga na-receive nyo sa emails ninyo, tapos be careful kasi baka may mag-click kayong link doon, makuha ang information ninyo. Pero usually, yung mga chain letters na yan, chain messages na yan, chain emails na yan, congratulations, you won 500,000. For you to claim the prize, you have to send 50 pesos to this GCash and call attorney, blah, 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 ganyan. Mail fraud. Okay? Healthcare fraud naman refers to a situation where an individual, such as insurance provider or medical office, misuse the insurance information for their own personal gain. Okay. Yan. Sa healthcare fraud, may kinalaman, for example, sa inyong health insurance. So, yung data nyo doon ay inalter ng konti, pinalitan ng konti para mapakinabangan. For example, sinabi sa inyo na ang kalahati lang yung shoulder kasi ganito lang yung nahulugan, pero hindi naman ganun. Tapos para kukunin na nila, aariin na nila yung ibang pera. So remember that fraud is for the purpose of financial or personal gain, di ba? Para makakuha ng pera from you, yung victim. Okay, debit and credit card fraud, accessing other people's debit or credit cards that can completely drain bank accounts. Ayan. Na-hack mo na yung debit or credit card ng isang tao, definitely pwede mo nang magamit. Ano man ang gusto mo. Maraming ganitong news dati. I'm sure nakarinig na kayo niyan. Ayan, yung magugulat na lang yung isang tao na sa credit card niya may 300,000 na, hindi never naman siyang nag-spend ng gano'n, never naman siyang nag-shop using his credit card, tapos biglang nagkaroon ng gano'n. Be careful sa mga yan. Usually sa mga mayayaman naman nangyayari ang case na to kasi wala namang credit card ang isang mahirap na citizen or individual. Okay, internet fraud. Fraudulent activity using internet to take advantage of other people, which includes data breaches, malware, and phishing. Okay, internet pornography. I think this is the last one. Accessing pictures or fields that contains representation of sexual behavior using internet. It is accessible over the internet via file sharing and websites. Okay, the increasing availability of public access via the World Wide Web fuels the proliferation, ibig sabihin pagkalat of internet pagkalat at paglaganap of internet pornography. Pornography is illegal for children, yet it has grown so accessible and widely available that it is seen as one of the most serious hazards to children's internet safety. Ginagamit yung mga pictures or mukha ng mga bata para isend sa mga pedophile. Ayan. Do we pronounce it as pedophile or pedophile? I don't know. So, ayan. May mga ganyang mga tao, mga masasamang tao, di ba? Alain mo na araw sila sa isang bata. Okay, so internet pornography is regarded as illegal when there are minor children involved. Online child pornography has become a major issue, and it can take the form of pictures, movies, drawings, animations, and even computer-generated imagery. In certain circumstances, child pornography involves an adult being portrayed as a kid. Sinong influencer, sinong vlogger ang naaalala nyo dito? Yung she is an adult and she has portrayed herself as a kid, ginawa niyang birthday theme. Of course, she was called out not only by ordinary netizens, pero she was called out by psychologists and other professionals. Kasi naman maling-mali yun. The moment that I saw it, I unfollowed her. Yung relationship ko sa kanya before that was love and hate, love and hate, love and hate. Kasi there are also good traits naman about this person, about this particular person. Pero yun na yung she has reached my limit tungkol sa birthday theme niya na yun. Yun na yung last ko sa kanya. I unfollowed her forever. Like, I'm over you. I'm so over you. Ganon. Ibang bobo mo. Ganon. Parang pinagbibigyan kita lagi pag may katangahan ka because you have good traits naman. Pero yung sagad-sagad na yun, yung last na yun, I unfollowed her and I never followed her na. Okay, so dati, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow, hanggang sa dumating yung issue na yun, unfollow forever. Diba? Alam nyo kung sino yung tinutukoy ko. Baka makisuhan tayo dito ng defamation. Okay, anyway, ayun. So, hindi pa di yun, ha? Kasi nagsusuot ng pampers o etc. just to portray a baby, tapos ikaw yung katawan mo ay adult na, so may curves na yan, may bumps na yan, o, diba? What do you expect from pedophile people, pedophile netizens, pag pipiestahan ka, tapos at the stake of an image of a child, diba? Alright, so internet pornography is regarded as illegal when there are minor children involved. So online child pornography, ayan. Child pornography can also entail the alteration of a picture to make it appear like a child. O, edits na yan. Internet pornography includes uploading and downloading pornographic materials via internet illegally. That is also regarded as internet pornography crime. Okay, I think that's the end of this lesson. Sana panoorin at pag-aralan. So kapag magsasend kayo sa akin ng screenshot, make sure na maraming pictures from the beginning, middle, and end at hindi lang isa. So at least 7 to 10 pictures mula sa first minute to the third to the 5th minute until the last minute of this video lecture. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye. Have a very good day. Goodbye.